If you've watched Squid Game, you might be wondering about the food eaten on the show. If you were to eat them in real life, would you have enough strength to complete the challenges? Let's take a look at what would really happen to your body if you were to eat only Squid Game food, from the Bento Box to the infamous Honeycomb cookie. Keep watching until the end to find out my thoughts on it as a registered nutritionist. If you've been living under a rock and haven't heard of Squid Game, well, it's a South Korean TV show about debt-ridden people joining in a set of games to win a large pool of prize money, but at a dangerous cost. From the outset, food is integral to the story, but it's when food is presented during the games itself that it really gets interesting. Most importantly, throughout Squid Game, the food is used as a way to treat contestants as children. Much like the classic Korean children's games, they are made to play surrounded by brightly coloured balls and cartoonish sets, and the food is served in a way to suppress contestants to make them feel like children. At the beginning, they eat from bento boxes, metal container trays, containing an egg, kimchi, vegetables and rice, just like you would a school meal, and they pair it with milk. But would this be enough for the players to help them stay alive? Before we find out, don't forget to hit that like button and subscribe to join my community. Let's get the truth about nutrition together. The bento box, which consisted of rice, a fried egg, kimchi and some boiled veg, was the more balanced dish given to the players. The bento box meal was probably the most nutritious meal of them all. If you're competing in any competition, you'll need carbs for energy and protein for recovery, and this meal has both, although about half the portion size that a real athlete would need. It also includes vegetables and kimchi. What exactly is kimchi? Well, kimchi is a traditional Korean dish made with salty fermented vegetables. It typically contains cabbage and seasonings like sugar, salt, onions, garlic, ginger and chili peppers. Kimchi is packed with nutrients. On its own, Chinese cabbage, one of the main ingredients in kimchi, boasts vitamins A and C and at least 10 different minerals and 34 amino acids. It's also great for digestion. Why? Well, fermentation creates an environment that allows other friendly bacteria to thrive and multiply. These include probiotics, which are live microorganisms that offer health benefits, such as help with gut health. So this meal would definitely have given the contestants the strength needed to play the games. But the food providers seem to go downhill from there. There's a part in Squid Game where the players were given a bottle of milk and a piece of bread. The bread is called Soboro Bbang, excuse my pronunciation. Soboro means streusel, which is the crusty topping part usually made from flour, butter, sugar and peanut butter, and bang means bread, which is usually sweet and soft. The Soboro bread and milk would also fit the bill of a balance of carbs and protein and would give the contestants some energy, but they're not getting a well-rounded meal here. This sweet star bun likely also has more added sugar than a more ideal snack of whole grain with some protein, so it won't keep the players full for long. But the milk is packed with nutrients. Just 1 cup of whole cow's milk contains around 146 calories, 8 grams of protein, 8 grams of fat, and around 28% of the recommended daily amount of calcium and 24% of the recommended daily amount of vitamin D, as well as other vitamins and minerals such as vitamin B12, B2, potassium, phosphorus and selenium. So this will provide nourishment for the players. Right after another game, the players are served a cider and hard-boiled egg.
아깐 빵 쪼가리 하나 주더니 죽다 살아나온 사람한테 딸랑 이거 먹으라고.
The single egg and cider meal would definitely not give the players enough energy they needed. The egg provides a small amount of protein, which is good for a snack, but not for a main meal. 1 egg provides around 77 calories, 6 grams of protein, and 5 grams of healthy fats. The cider seems to be similar to a soda with lots of added sugar. It might give the players a temporary burst of energy, but will likely leave them hungry again in an hour or so. It seems food is another way the front guy is supposedly insisting on equality and the importance of a fair game. Each contestant is given the same amount regardless of age, weight, gender or health. But men and women have different nutritional needs. For example, the recommended amount of protein for men is 56 grams per day and 45 grams a day for women. This is based on body weights of 75 kilograms for men and 60 kilograms for women. And the daily calorie intake is 2,000 calories a day for women and 2,500 for men. Giving less food to the players on purpose is to try and agitate the contestants and cause friction to brew between certain characters.
너 때문에 깨졌잖아, 이 개새끼. 씨발 삐쩍 마른 새끼가 식탐은 많아가지고 씨.
Again, it seems the true intention is to dominate through food rationing. So yeah, the egg and cider is definitely not going to satisfy the players. Now we come to the Dalgona candy challenge. In episode 3, The Man with the Umbrella, viewers are introduced to the South Korean Honeycomb cookie, which has resulted in a social media storm of people attempting to recreate it themselves. As time runs dangerously low during the game, the main character licks the back of the cookie to make his task easier. Other players catch on and soon the entire field is tonguing the candy furiously. If the players ate the cookie, then this would give a temporary burst of energy, but that's about it. It might be good for endurance athletes on the go who need to get some quick digesting carbs, think running a marathon or a long distance bike ride. But it's not ideal for just sitting around on the ground like the players are doing. Before the final challenge, the 3 remaining characters are rewarded with a juicy T-bone steak and red wine. The T-steak will provide the final 3 players a good source of protein, but some healthy carbs from grains or starchy veggies is definitely missing, so can't hold its own against a full meal. Nutrition of a steak will vary depending on the cuts of the meat and how it's prepared, but a 85-gram T-bone steak will provide around 246 calories, 17 grams of fat, 7.1 grams of saturated fat, and 0 grams of carbohydrates. It looks like the steak is served with a tomato and 2 sticks of asparagus. A small raw tomato provides around 18 calories, 0.9 grams of protein, 3.9 grams of carbs, 2.6 grams of sugar, 1.2 grams of fiber, and 0.2 grams of fat. Despite botanically being a fruit, it's generally eaten and prepared like a vegetable. Tomatoes are the major dietary source of the antioxidant lycopene, which has been linked to many health benefits, including reduced risk of heart disease and cancer. But I'm sure the contestants aren't really concerned about this when they're playing games for their lives. Saying that, I'm sure they appreciated the glass of red wine. If you want to find out if red wine is good for you, I've got a video all about it. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. The use of food in Squid Game has more meaning than you might think. The use of food is a key element in getting across the message of Squid Game and an interesting way of doing so. At the very least, it has introduced the world to a plethora of South Korean dishes that we just can't seem to get enough of. Have you tried any of the Squid Game foods? Leave a comment below. If you enjoyed this video, you know what to do, hit that like button, and if you haven't already, subscribe to watch more videos just like this. Also, if you would like to support me in continuing my mission to help you get to the truth about nutrition, then head over to my coffee page. It takes a lot of time and research to create these videos for you, so if you would like to buy me a coffee to show your support, that would be much appreciated. I'll leave a link to it in the description below. Remember, enjoy food and stay happy and healthy. Catch you on the next one.